President Trump is now talking about leaving the government out of the healthcare issue and sending the money straight to the American people. Would you support that? Is that a fix for this ongoing problem?
Well, Republicans used to call that redistribution of wealth. Someone ought to ask them, is this redistribution of wealth when you take money from the American people? By the way, those are tax dollars. Those are tax dollars. This whole fiasco has been one episode of pretense on the president's part that the money is coming from China and other countries, while in fact it has been coming from many of the business people in this country and some of the consumers in this country. So those are tax dollars. And what he's saying to people is, I'll take your tax dollars and give you some of your tax dollars back. I find that very offensive. You shouldn't take them in the first place under the guise of saying that they're coming from another country. That's an insult.
Are there any bipartisan discussions being had on a fix to this issue? Because the premiums are just skyrocketing under Obamacare, and they will continue to do so. Is there an alternative solution being discussed here?
Leader Jeffries and Democratic leaders have indicated consistently that they are amenable to negotiation. They've said it since day one and before, because this could have been negotiated before they brought the stealthy, filthy bill to the floor. And that's what's coming from the Senate. It is stealthy and it is filthy. It is not clean. It is not a clean CR. So they could have negotiated before now, but they choose not to, and the they means the Republicans. If they choose to negotiate, fine, let's do that. But don't choose to have us capitulate and then call that having been a negotiation. No, capitulation is take it or leave it. Negotiation is give and take. They're willing to take, but they're not willing to give.
So do you think, how are you going to vote tonight? Shouldn't we have the government reopen so that we can have these negotiations and these discussions?
The government never should have closed. They have the House, the Senate, and the presidency. So let's not talk about reopen. Let's talk about why they closed it in the first place.
But it's the Democrats who continue to vote to keep it shut down.
Well, the Republicans have another option. Anytime they want, they could have in the Senate done for this country what they did for Gorsuch. Gorsuch could not get 60 votes. He could not. They then resorted to a majority rule as opposed to a 60-vote rule. And they then put Gorsuch on the Supreme Court with 54 votes. The vote count was 54-45. They could have done that. They did not have to do what they've done, and that is create this stealthy, filthy piece of legislation with the expectation that we would not want negotiation and would give them capitulation. We're not going to capitulate. Well, let me speak for Al Greene, a liberated Democrat. I, Al Greene, liberated Democrat, will not capitulate. I believe that the American people deserve the health care that we in Congress have. What is interesting about this is most of these people who are deciding the health care issue have some of the best health care in the world. Why would they then become concerned about people who are among the least, the last, and the lost having what they take for granted, meaning the very wealthy, the well-off, the well-heeled, and the well-to-do? They have good health care, but they, for some reason, believe that poor people can do more with less, but wealthy people need more to do more. Now, how do you manage that kind of thinking? Poor people can do more with less, and wealthy people need more to do more. So they've had the House, the Senate, and the presidency since the genesis of this. Now we're getting to revelations, and they have decided to give us another opportunity to vote for what I consider a stealthy, filthy, unclean CR.